Probably just like another hour or two. Again, just dipping my toes in today. I have to do some errands and stuff before going to my parents to watch Dune. And also there's like it seems like there's a lot of setup right now, which is good. Ready to depart for Arng? Alice will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, master of a merchant caravan. There are a few who know the ways of the desert as well. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at Amaro Launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. Okay. So I can accept both quests. I'm gonna do this one. Well, I'll do whichever one I end up at the first destination for first, but I'm gonna follow the marker for that one. Synmyn. Your face is unknown to me. What business have you with my rookery? Signed by the XIV, no less. I can provide you with an Amaro, passage to Calusia, or pick you out a friendly whelp. Not a chocobo, then. A what? Chocobo? Do you hail from one of Novren's more isolated settlements, perchance? I hear there are a few places where they ride little else, but here in the Crystarium, mounts like that grey fellow there are far more commonly used. Seeing as you are plainly accustomed to riding Amaro, I think it best if I accompany you on this flight myself. Anything worthy of the name could do it, of course. The Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at Amaro Launch. One of the junior tamers will attend to you while I'm ready to mount. So they have chocobos here, but they don't use them for flying as much as they use these guys. Gotcha. Gotcha. Now they're both in the same place. Rub that crystal. Always be rubbing that crystal. Amaro launch. Amaro Tamer, aspiring. You wanna fly an Amaro to Calusia? I suppose if Master Synmyn is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with the mount shortly. You can now travel to Calusia, speak with the aspiring Amaro Tamer to fly to your island. You can also use your Aether Compass to assist with locating Aether Currents in new regions, yes. I'm familiar with the compass.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth,
That's a cool city.
a city beckons.
That's a really cool city. Yeah, I repeat again, like, these look way more early Final Fantasy, all these designs. And I'm very into that. We are arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach. Looks like it sucks to walk on the eastern coast of Calusia. You should be safe here at the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent. The native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance. It is Elmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale, and was once an ally in our battle against the Abominations. For years, the Elmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection. We bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist our heavy-handed authority. And while we are not at war, our relationship with Elmore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. Viscosity. I'm glad we understand each other. Now the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. Head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Ebor. Ebor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Calusia, and will be able to point you in the right direction. Hand him a sprig of thyme, and let him know that you can be trusted. This should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amaro until you are ready to return. Hobgoblin. Oh my god, I love them. Look at their funny hats. Oh my... They look more like Dragon Quest monsters. I think I'd hear the enemy battle theme. Got like a taste of it. They went all in on electrical instruments this time. Maltish. So even the enemies that are like the same here will have a different name, just like the races. The goblins. Why is it Hobgoblin B and C? How are they distinguished? Let me summon my fella. Alright. I think I can be excited for the music in this expansion. There hasn't been bad music in this game, but there's definitely been music that's better than other music, and this seems like it's going to be on the higher end. At least it's going to be doing something new, which is cool. Well, new for this game. What are you after? Fish? Crab? I think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere if you've got a taste for them. Oh, I do love a bit of thyme. Chuck some in a pan, it's like a bloody festival of flavor. What is it I can do for you? Can't say there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. But no, eh? I know that one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Elmore's richer than all of Novret put together, but it's a different story for them as they live outside the city. Both spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. You can get a message to him, but you'll need to meet quiet, away from pride. Make for Stilltide, where that's the fishing village just up the path here. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there and I'll see that Alphino joins you. So I'm not going to be able to go into the city quite yet. It's like a pride thing, like living out here sucks, but this was the elite city before the flood and they just want to stay, I guess. They're too proud to leave. Caddy. Name's Caddy. Probably the place. The Leaky Keel. This your first time in a tavern? It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What'll you be having? Give me your mead. I want mead. Fine choice. What'll you be paying with? Well now, those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? Sorry, dear. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity. I'm not about to go begging from one of the neighbors, so we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Here's an idea. It's common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. So you do a bit of extermination work. I want you to squash any vermin you find, visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. We'll be in an old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me and you can laze about here as long as you like. Sounds like a fair trade. Whiptail. I have a question I want to ask, but I don't think anyone's here that can answer it right now. Jonah might be listening in, but, like, probably can't answer. I'll just have to, like, remember. But basically, I'm wondering, like, now that they've established that we can, like, travel to other worlds in this expansion, I'm wondering if, like, the world of Eorzea is, like, mostly fully explored, and further expansions have to take place in other worlds, or if, like, there is more off the map in Eorzea. I guess there's this whole area here. This, like, clouded region that's like Garlemald. And I feel like this island here... There's definitely more that can be explored here. But I'm wondering, like... The, off-world traveling is probably, like, gonna be more common. They've established that there's, like, 13 other reflections or whatever, and I doubt all of those are going to eventually be places that you go to, but, like, maybe more than one other. No response. Maybe you need to knock louder. Maybe he's hard of hearing. I think he's fucking dead. There's like a sin eater in there, isn't there? There's a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. The flavor text is getting sassy. No one is home. Haven't been for some time. The nod, scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence at the absence. We will not show you the house, though. It's too disgusting to show you. So are all creatures and monsters Sin Eaters, or just the weird, like, white ones? It's gotta just be the weird white ones. Like, other monsters existed prior to the Flood, obviously. I wonder if I can give my companion any skills now. It's been a while. Nope. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? Must have joined the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town? Outside Ilmore? You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? There was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house. Here's a nice lady. This, like, bar, for some reason, makes me want to replay Twilight Princess. I can't explain that.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Hi.
'Tis good to see you, my friend. The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, well, Finneau, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty
I like his poncho
Let's
hoodie.
move in.
What?
Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
Can I have one? It kind of looks like a drug rug.
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And it has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. The time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
We thought we'd lost you.
Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before. I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin-Eaters, of course.
Of course.
They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. And so we take to the road once more.
I like the big barrel of beans in the corner. I've learned Umbral Soul? Just like that? What is Umbral Soul? Level 76, that's what I am. Grants Umbral Ice 1 and 1 Umbral Heart. Nullifies Astral Fire's MP. Okay, one second. trying to find bookmarks. I feel like I saved something that would, maybe not. BLM rotation guide. Umbral Soul. Two targets, 3 or more targets. I'll look into that more later. I don't think I need to worry about it too much right now. But let me put it somewhere at least, right? Just for now. Just try it out at the very least. Open arms, closed gate. Assuming you have no objection, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Ilmore, despite my best efforts to do so. From here we must head west and then cross a small bridge. What is this area called? I don't know yet. Kilosia. Kilosia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar? I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. I think that whenever a calamity struck the source, or if affliction such as this one, all its culture and history was being erased from existence.
Get away from me!
Over there! Someone's in trouble! Save her! Chameleon. Manic Madam. How bad is it gonna hurt? Not too bad. So it does no damage, it just gives you 1 Umbral Heart. Thank you, young sir. There you are. In haste I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Oh, that ground texture is rough. Are you alright, madam? A few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. They thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were. And I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside a little more with the rest of them. Not those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate is to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved me. I'm sure a strapping lad like you is little to fear, but I wouldn't linger any longer in this place, with not to be had here but cobwebs and memories. As the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Aylmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, you've been told of these monsters? A brief history, then. It's not long after the flood swallowed the better part of the world that the Sin Eaters first appeared. Some beastly, some beauteous. Yet regardless of their form, all seem incapable of speech and are driven by the same insatiable appetite for mortal aether. They are predators and we are their prey. Kalusha suffers from far fewer attacks than most regions, but even so, the list of Sin Eater's victims grows longer by the day. A tragedy without end. Still, we won a small victory this time, at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Eylmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh?
The rough and tumble guy.
I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please!
Circus? Oh my god, there's a circus. He's like, oh my god, I have to see the show. I have to see the show.
Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine.
What?
We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection.
Thank you for translating.
Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu. Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Fish, is it? Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor.
What if they don't like her fish? They're gonna kill her if they don't like the fish, right?
Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident. For you.
Hello!
Enjoy.
Thank goodness.
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I caught her eye! That's a very knowing look she just gave. Oh. Shit. Okay, I'm gonna pause for now, take a break. I need to be productive today and do some other stuff, and also, I'm a little tired. I'll play more, maybe tonight, probably tomorrow. Bye!